The show's primary characters are getting harder and harder to like with every new episode of Season 2. Before Reacher Season 2 premiered on Amazon Prime Video, it was impossible not to worry how the show will find the right replacements for Roscoe and Finlay. There was doubt about whether the two police detective characters' departure at the end of Season 1 would have an impact on Season 2's overall quality, given how ideal they appeared to be. Still, the opening scenes of Reacher Season 2 appear to dispel any doubt when Neagley, Dixon, and O'Donnell were revealed as the new companions of the main characters. By disclosing more about their personal lives and highlighting their military background, the show did a fantastic job of developing them, even though their dynamic with Reacher looked to be very different from what he shared with Roscoe and Finlay. Regrettably, the primary characters in Reacher Season 2 have gotten worse with each episode, after having some promise in the early going. There were a few instances in Reacher Season 1 where the title character crossed the line separating the good guys from the bad guys, but he appears to have entirely crossed it in Season 2. This is made very clear in the scene where Reacher and the men of the 110th Special Investigations Unit tie Chad up in his garage and threaten to kill him even though they are aware that he is unrelated to the main plot. At the conclusion of the same episode, they used Marlo and her helpless daughter as pawns in order to face Langston, endangering their lives. Marlo's daughter might have suffered a dreadful fate if it weren't for Russo. Russo also died as a cover-up for the 110th Special Investigations Unit's deeds, and he only received their recognition on his deathbed. The title character and his group appear much more gung-ho and vicious in the 7th episode of Reacher Season 2 when they break into the hospital and murder him. Although it makes sense that they want retribution for the deaths of their former teammates, they appear to have gone too far in their actions to be seen as morally dubious. It is impossible to forgive what Langston did to their old teammates, but there is a fine line between ruthless murder and retaliation. The 110th Special Investigations Unit Season 2 crime-solving mission is not the first high-stakes assignment that the members have undertaken. They have previously served under Reacher's direction. Their military flashbacks show that they have faced up against a number of tough opponents in the past, some of whom were perhaps even stronger and more determined than Langston. This could account for their desensitization and frequent use of force to solve crimes. The harshness of the 110th demonstrates how their dynamic may have served them well in the military but is unfavorable in civilian life. This demonstrates that Roscoe and Finlay are more important to Reacher than his old military comrades. Reacher, who has always pursued justice for the wronged and solved crimes with a no-holds-barred attitude, was better off working with partners who combined their by-the-book methods and compassion with ruthlessness, such as Roscoe and Finlay. Season 2 of the show seems to see Alan Ritchson's character surrounded by a cast of vicious people who would stop at nothing to exact revenge on their former teammates. Like Roscoe and Finlay, Russo was initially trying to keep their activities in control, but his demise has further driven them off to the anti-hero area. Anti-hero stories are not inherently bad, but Amazon's Reacher will probably find it difficult to explore ethically ambiguous characters, since it lacks the complexity and nuance of those stories. Reacher's main draw is its straightforward portrayal of distinct heroes and villains, which goes beyond its action sequences and cheesy one-liners. However, Reacher's storyline in Season 2 seems to be veering into the dangerous area of moral ambiguity, without properly laying the groundwork for the ensuing intricacy of the story. Although the program would probably do better if it stuck to the aspects that made Season 1 so tremendously fascinating, Amazon's Reacher could still manage to make it work.